GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered.
And that's MVS and Justin Watson.
With some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues.
If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up.
Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow,
comma, semicolon, period, next sentence.
to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man JRich.
Yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up with Ray
And Jay.
in the morning.
My God.
How good is
Dude.
he? How good is he? Let's get it. GMGP. It is Wednesday, hump day, JRich. June 18, 2025. Y'all fine, beautiful people. Woke y'all asses up this morning to watch this show. Wake up with Ray and Jay. You probably woke up to go to work, but we appreciate you watching the show on your way to work as you get up, as you get ready to go. Or if you're like my dog Lee, who's in the chat, it's like noon over there in Australia. Shout out to my dog Style Lee in the building. I see Ricardo in the building. What's good with you? Y'all was talking trash on Monday. Over under start time, baby. We right on time today. 8 a.m. on the dot. If you're not watching live, you can get this show wherever you get your podcast feeds. Subscribe to Wake Up with Ray and Jay feed, and you can catch us if you're not watching live. And if you're here, hit the thumbs up button. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're just watching for free. You know, we don't ask you to sign up for nothing if you don't want to, but subscribe, show love to the channel. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Ricardo, JR Enterprise, what's up, baby? Jake in the building. We see there was somebody here, Jay, first time after watching for years. They said first time joining the show, trying to find that. But right here, Jake. Shout out to Jake, man. Jake said first time live after listening to the podcast for years. Let's go. Appreciate you, Jake. Appreciate you being in the building, big dog. Thank you for tapping in. Alex, what's up? Good morning to you. Garrison, what's up, baby? Jimbo, how you doing? Eric Bryan in the building. Mr. London, HK Survivor. We got the crew. Luke is in the building. And the show does not start until Jorge from Rhode Island is in the building. I saw Jorge in there earlier. Shout out to y'all. We got a good show today. We got a lot to get through. So really quickly, if you missed any of the content on the channel, you see it behind us. Dynasty Deal Show, Ty DeClaire, Scott Connor, and Shane Manila. This went live yesterday. JRich, this is part of
Public yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, Public. This is part of the DDFFB. This is our fantasy football channel. This is members exclusive early access content. They get this show, get your trades answered. Me and Scott Connor every other week on Destination Chill. But this show dropped on the channel for all of you who don't want to pay the $3.99 to be a member. You got it today. So make sure you give that video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And if you missed Dynasty Theory last night, they also put out a banger, startup values in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Matthew Golden on the thumbnail. Go over there and check out Dynasty Theory. Mitch, John, Dan. Those three are crazy, man. They're crazy, and they're giving fantasy football advice to you guys for Dynasty. JRich, how you doing this morning, baby?
I'm all right. You know, the Oilers lost. Man. I see everyone in the chat talking about the Panthers. You know, America over Canada.
You goddamn right it is. That's right.
Well, you know, I mean, Sam Bennett scored 4 goals. He's Canadian, so, like, suck it. You know what I mean? Like, we're the best players in the country, or in North America. But, yeah, you know, the Oilers didn't get it done. Sad day for me as a McDavid fan. But shout out to the Panthers. Man, great team.
Yeah,
great team.
We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk. Hit the music. You've let the music run for 10 minutes. Hit the music, please. Hit the music. Appreciate y'all being in the building. And you did bring this up without me rolling your segment. Okay, so since you just want to get into it, let's go. Straight facts.
The biggest news in the world of sports. Covered and brought to you by one man, Jordan Richards. This is Straight Facts.
Yeah, so the Oilers lost 5-1.
That's how you start.
Spoiler alert.
That's how you start.
They lost.
Yeah, the Oilers lost. Yeah, they did lose.
Turned the game off early in the second period because after the first goal, I was like, shit, here we go again. Then at the end of the first period, they allow another goal. Pretty easy goal. Then they score a third. I was like, it's over, man. Shout out to the Panthers, back-to-back champs, beating the Oilers 2 straight seasons. Ray, I know you're hyped. You know, the America over Canada war is alive and well, and you won this one. Credit to you. I mean, you got how many teams you guys got? 24. We got 6 teams. So it's a little unfair. But they did win, so shout out to them. But Ray, you know what? Not all hope is lost, thankfully for me. Because we've had to hear it in the chat about how those Pacers, Ray. The Pacers are back. The Pacers just might get it done.
Yeah,
the
man.
Pacers. And let me tell you, Ray, that man right there, the MVP, Kitchener's finest Canadian
Oh my God.
MVP SGA.
They're
Up 3-2, going back to Indiana. So Canada ain't done yet. The job's not finished.
Canada ain't done yet.
But we may be getting a big dub here very, very soon. Shout out the Pacers, but OKC's better. Let's go.
OKC. Yeah, back-to-back for the Florida Panthers. Tyrese Halliburton was awful, JRich. I mean, I'm just replaying the tape. I don't want to start off. I don't want smoke, okay? I'm not trying to beef with you this morning. I don't want smoke. I'm in a very good mood today. But there was a time where you got on this show, and in front of all these people that watch this show, you just wanted to poo-poo on Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man, big time. He's not a superstar. He's not the face of the league. He ain't all that. He's not Michael Jordan's son. All these lies that you decided to tell. But then you get on here and you pump up Tyrese Halliburton to the high heavens. 0 points. I know he strained his calf. Did people prematurely crown him as a superstar after some game-winning shots throughout this playoffs?
Yes, absolutely. But that's just what happens, right? When you do something that people have never seen before, which to some extent Halliburton was doing. He was on I'm not going to say generational run, but let's just say that for layman's terms and say he was on a ridiculous heater and he was playing very, very well. But at the end of the day, this is what, right? It's the NBA. It's a wings league. It's not dominated by point guards in the way that it has been, way, way back a long time ago. You go back to Tatum and Brown and how good the Celtics are. And Edwards, even as more of a wing player, he's not a primary point guard. And SGA, as tall as he is, being 6'6", he's not really a primary point guard. He's more of a shooting guard. And with how good Jalen Williams is,
Stanley said Ant-Man is better than SGA. JRich, what do you think about that take?
I think, Ray, and anyone who didn't see my tweet, Bill Simmons is spot on with this.
Here you go.
Talking about how they need to stop talking about this whole face of the league conversation. The face of the league is LeBron James. And if it's not him, it's Steph Curry. And if it's not him, it's Kevin Durant. But guess what, Ray? Those guys are old. They don't got so many years left.
They don't.
And the real face of the league, according to metrics, according to MVPs, according to just about anybody.
Who is it?
It's Nikola Jokic. But guess what, Ray? He doesn't give a F about basketball.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't want to be the face of the NBA. No. He doesn't care that he's the best player in the NBA. So the media doesn't even bother to hype him up because he doesn't care. So they got to force this narrative on these young American kids because, it's driven by the American media. Well, Ray, when was the last time an American won the MVP? 7, 8 years ago, I believe is the current stat. Because SGA
MVP
won
of
it this year.
In the NBA?
Yes, sir. You got Jokic winning a bunch. You got SGA. You got Giannis winning a couple.
Okay, all right.
Been some time, right? So that's all I'm saying.
We got to give y'all hope somehow. Give you a chance, right? Make
Ant-Man's a good player.
Feel like you can compete a little bit.
He ain't that good though.
Okay.
He's good. Well, he ain't that good though.
Shout out to the Florida. How rare is it in NHL to go back to back? I know in NBA we've seen it a bunch. It feels like we get back to back in NBA. If you got a dominant, is that a common occurrence in NHL?
No, the NHL is very, very difficult to win, just in general, right? And you say that about any sport, but it's one that has a lot of parity. Even just both teams going back to the Stanley Cup Finals is very, very rare. I think it hasn't happened since it was, I think, the Penguins and someone might have been the Blackhawks. But yeah, it's been a long time since teams have gone back to back, and so winning back to back in general, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult.
All right, Jay, right before we went live with this show, there was a team that we can debate. that was released. It was the NFL all-quarter century team. Best 53-man roster and coaches. JRich, this was a look at, NFL players and NFL rosters over the past 25 years. So I've not looked at this. It's every position, quarter century, all roster. You want to pull this up and kind of debate this real quick? I've not looked at anybody. I saw like the first two players because it was the quarterbacks, but after that, I've seen nothing. You want to debate it?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's do it. This is the, let me pull this up. Is this ESPN Premium? So are we giving people
I don't know. So I don't get
I don't know.
I don't get blocked. So I just send the information.
We'll just see what happens.
If we leak it, we leak it.
ESPN makes enough money. They're all right. All right. All quarter century team, JRich. Let's see if they got it right. So we got three quarterbacks. Tom Brady. Tom Brady is on the all quarter century team, no doubt about it. Peyton Manning is QB2. Patrick Mahomes as QB3 with Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees on the practice squad. So we've got Brady, Manning, Mahomes, and then we got Rodgers and Brees on the practice squad. Thoughts here?
Zero issues with it. Mahomes has already shown to be better than Rodgers, and Brees is interesting though because I didn't even think he'd necessarily make the team, but Brees was phenomenal.
Okay,
he's so good.
I've been on this. I made a blasphemous statement, JRich. We were in our Discord, private community. You could join via the website, ddfantasyfootball.com or patreon.com/allgas. We were talking to our Heisman members, and we were talking about these young quarterbacks who can ascend in the NFL to another level without being like this elite rushing threat. And I'm like, man, Bryce Young and this player, they could be Drew Brees-esque. They could be the next Drew Brees. JRich, I just want you, as I go through these names, to pull up, go to Player Profiler, shout out to Matt Kelly, go look up Drew Brees' fantasy fan. There may not have been a better 11-year run at the quarterback spot in fantasy football history than what Drew Brees gave us from like 2006 to like 2020. Go look at his finishes, points per game, for about 11 straight years where Drew Brees. I will never, ever compare any of these freaking quarterbacks to Drew Brees. I'll never do it again. I had to remind myself of just how damn good he was. So I know. Go ahead and read it off, Matt.
I mean, I don't have them all because I forget how to find it. I haven't been on Player Profile in a while, if I'm being very honest. But the thing about Drew Brees, and this is where I always compare Joe Burrow right now to like, is he going down that Drew Brees path? Because Brees was like a 5,000-yard passer for like multiple seasons in a row, and his defense was historically terrible.
I gave you 3 minutes of filibuster.
Gave me about a minute.
No, I gave you 3 minutes, and you could not do it in 3 minutes. And
there it is. I found it.
As I'm carrying the show, as my shoulders normally do, I'm able to find this, and you're still looking. Did you find it yet?
So he had a run of number 4, 5, 1, 2, 6, 2, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3.
And then after that, 12, 8, 5. I mean, it was just insane. Absolutely incredible. So I think Drew Brees had some argument to being on this list. But I agree with you. For the most part, no issues with the quarterbacks. Now, I've not seen anything from the RBs, JRich. I'm going to make a guess here. Adrian Peterson. AP's on the list.
You got any more guesses?
LT. Let's go. Let me just scroll. I don't know who's on the list, clearly. All right. Priest Holmes.
Ray, I'm a little bit younger. Talk to me about Priest Holmes on this list, because you could give me probably 10 guesses I wouldn't put Priest Holmes on this list. Now, again, a bit before my time, but what are your thoughts on Priest Holmes?
I mean, Priest Holmes was good. Like, let's not poop it. This was just a shocking name to see. I was not expecting Priest Holmes. Okay, well, let's just get through the running backs. We got 3 of them. Next up, this is your man. You said he's a top 5 running back in NFL history, and Christian McCaffrey is on this list. Okay, I went too far back. I'm too damn far back. If we're going,
well, AP could have been on the list. AP could have been on the list, 100%.
Derrick Henry is on the list, and the practice squad running back is LaDainian Tomlinson. Holmes, Henry, McCaffrey.
Holmes and McCaffrey make some sense, but Derrick Henry over LT is kind of weird because he's a one skill set type of player versus the other two. They obviously have a dual skill set, which is why they're more versatile than Henry is. But LT also possesses the same skill set, so it's like
I think Henry's on this list. Okay,
you think Henry's on the list? Right?
I don't. Priest Holmes is interesting. I would like to see what other. It's hard for me to put Priest Holmes over Adrian Peterson. I don't know how. I don't know how we got there. I would love to see all the criteria there, but let's keep moving. Fullback Kyle Juszczyk. Any issue with the fullback Kyle Juszczyk?
Nah, it'd be him or probably Patrick Ricard, right? As the best fullbacks in recent memory.
Yeah, we'll get 24 touchdowns, all pro twice. Let's go. Kyle Juszczyk. And Patrick Ricard was right there. Lorenzo Neal, former Charger as well. Receivers, we got 6 of them, JRich. We got 6 receivers, all right? Buddy. We got 6. Number 1, Randy Moss. No issue. Of course. Calvin Johnson.
Gotta be.
Megatron, right? Julio Jones. He's on there.
Okay.
I
love Julio, though.
He's on there. 5-time All-Pro, 13,000. He's on there. T.O., absolutely.
Yeah, T.O. over Julio for sure.
Absolutely on there. Marvin Harrison, on there.
Okay.
No doubt about it. Marvin's on there.
No currents yet.
Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
On the list with Antonio Brown and Andre Johnson on the practice squad. They messed up here. AB's on this list. There's no way. I know he's batshit crazy. You know he's out of his mind. But Antonio Brown is on this list. It is
ahead of Jefferson.
If we're just absolutely. If we're just talking performance on the field, yes. Antonio Brown is on this list, man. How's he not on here? Yes.
Over Jefferson?
Absolutely. Yes.
I think, again, we're projecting a bit with Jefferson, but you have to think about how good he is.
I love Jefferson. Absolutely, he's on this list. And so if you're talking football, man, AB's on this list, man. AB's on his list. Patrick said AB ahead of Julio and Marv.
I think ahead of Julio. Julio's the one that surprised me. I love Julio. I'm a huge fan of Julio. But I don't know if he needs to make this list. You're talking about, what about Larry Fitzgerald? People are saying no Fitzgerald. What are we doing? Yeah.
I think Rice isn't. I don't think Rice qualifies for this.
Here's the thing with Jefferson, Ray, and this is what's kind of crazy about him. So he has 7,400 yards in his career in only 5 seasons. AB only has 12,000. So it's like you're comparing. You talked about AB's 6-year run. If Jefferson does what he does, he basically did AB's 6-year run in 6 years.
I get it,
which AB didn't do.
But that shouldn't push Antonio Brown out though. Antonio Brown is on this list. I don't care what numbers or information you put. And it's not discrediting Justin Jefferson. Antonio Brown is on this list, man. AB's got to be on this list. Let's keep it pushing.
He's crazy.
Yeah. Tight ends. And then to put him on practice squad, crazy. Tight ends. Rob Gronkowski. No doubt about it. Travis Kelce's got to be on here too. We got 3. Kelce's on here. Boom. Kelce number 2. And then,
Gates.
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez. Okay.
Tony Gonzalez. With Antonio Gates being the practice squad as the fourth.
Yeah.
As the fourth player.
Man, Chargers getting shafted. They're straight to the practice squad.
Practice squad. All Chargers. LT, Drew Brees, old Drew Brees, and then Antonio Gates. All practice squad. Left tackles, we've got Joe Thomas, and I'm going to take a guess Tyron Smith is going to be on here. Trent Williams.
Damn.
People
do love Trent Williams, though.
They did my boy Tyron dirty. Jordan Mailata over Tyron Smith. Stop. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Walter Jones being on the list, no, as a practice squad player, no gripe from me. I know you don't. Do you know where Walter Jones played at?
No.
Okay. Seattle.
No, where Walter Nolan plays at, though.
I would hope. Alan Faneca, left guard. Do you know where Faneca played?
Well, it's
right there on the list. I was going to say, it's on the list. Alan Faneca,
did not know
Steve
him.
Hutchinson, great interior offensive lineman. Jason Kelsey at center. All right, Zach Martin getting his flowers at right guard, along with Marshall Yanda. And then the right tackles, we've got Lane Johnson and Willie Anderson, who played for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Ravens. JRich, can we go to some defense, some edge rushers now?
Edge rushers is going to be interesting.
All right, edge rushers.
It's going to be interesting.
All quarter century team. DeMarcus Ware.
I think you got to have him on the list.
What? Got to? I mean, yeah. 7-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champ,
Yeah,
138
he's
and a half sacks. Yes, DeMarcus Ware should be on the list. Jared Allen, let's go. Jared Allen
was a beast.
Incredible player for the Minnesota Vikings during his time. Played for a couple of squads. Myles Garrett, a current player, still playing. Defensive player of the year, 6-time All-Pro. Edge rusher, Myles Garrett's on the list. Julius Peppers. JRich, Julius Peppers, I think recently inducted in the Hall of Fame not too long ago.
Oh,
Julius
the Hall of
Peppers.
Fame? Damn.
Yeah. Julius Peppers is in the Hall of Fame. He is, I think he was first ballot Hall of Fame at that. Incredible player. Julius Peppers coming in. Practice squad, TJ Watt and Michael Strahan.
What do you think about Watt making the list, right?
Where's JJ
feels a
Watt?
little forced.
My question is, where's JJ Watt? So let me
I'm
go
kinda
D
with you
tackles.
on that.
Let me go D tackles. We got Aaron Donald. Okay.
Surprise.
Yeah, this list is okay. No. Where's JJ Watt?
JJ Watt is better than TJ Watt.
Dude,
He is.
I was watching. It was a clip or reel on X, but somebody had cut it up for TikTok. But they asked TJ Watt, like, who's better, you or JJ? And he was like, I don't think y'all know how, like, really remember how. And I when I'm watching him, I had to put my mind back in that time frame. Like, he was carrying the damn Texans. Who was the quarterback during those JJ Watt era, right? I know they got Deshaun Watson later down the line. JJ Watt should have been on this list. This is a crime that JJ Watt's not on this list. This is an absolute crime. And he's not even on the practice squad? Yeah, I don't know, man. JJ Watt should have been on this list. D tackles, we've got Aaron Donald, Calais Campbell, and Chris Jones.
Pretty good.
I mean, it's Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell as a D.
Right.
I just want you to
still playing too.
Dude, as an interior D lineman, 110 and a half sacks. Okay, you're talking about edge rushers who are like Garrett's got 102, and I know that he's played much longer, but edge rushers, Jared Campbell 130. You're talking about an interior defensive lineman with, a couple of seasons off of being up there with, DeMarcus Ware for career sacks. So incredible career for Calais Campbell. Nose tackle, they got one guy, Vince Wilfork. Big Vince Wilfork in the middle. Oh, okay. Here we go. JJ Watt is categorized as the versatile defensive lineman.
Feels like a cop-out though, right?
They didn't want to put him at edge or D tackle, so they made him his utility player. But here's JJ Watt, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time All-Pro. I'm just glad his name is on the list because this would have been a shame if it was not on the list. So I'm going to nail the linebackers without looking, JRich. I'm going to nail the linebackers. It's going to be Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly. There's 5 linebackers. It's going to be Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly, Patrick Willis.
Yep.
I don't know who the next 2 are, but those 3 are going to be on the list. So we've got...
Yeah, those 3 are definitely on there.
We've got Ray Lewis on the list. Bobby Wagner. Okay.
Really? Okay.
B-Wags on the list. Brian Urlacher.
Wow.
Levante David. And Luke Kuechly. No
Patrick Willis?
No P. Will.
Yo, what?
Yeah, man.
Did they forget how good Patrick Willis was? Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't play
about
in the
this
league
one.
that long, but holy hell, he was good.
I mean, Levante David over him. I know, right? I don't know, man.
There's just no way. There's just no way.
I don't know if anybody who's watching ball would take Levante David over Patrick
Willis was so good.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, hell, you say he didn't play that long. Kuechly played 7 seasons. 8 years. Like, he didn't play long either.
7-time All-Pro, though.
I mean, he was incredible, dude. At Boston College, he's an absolute monster. Okay, cornerbacks. We're going to have Revis, Pat Pete.
Yeah, Pat Pete probably on there, right? You probably get Sherman, I bet. Do you think you get Sherman?
I don't know. Darrelle Revis, cornerback. We got Revis. Champ Bailey. We got Champ. Yeah. Rondé Barber. Okay. Rondé Barber. Richard Sherman. There you go. Nailed it. Richard Sherman.
And Peterson.
And Patrick Peterson. There you go.
That's a good list, I think.
Practice squad, you got Jalen Ramsey. List. Safeties, this is going to be Polamalu, Ed Reed. Polamalu and Ed Reed are on here. I don't know who else is on here. Ed Reed 1, Polamalu 2, Brian Dawkins.
And Earl Thomas. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Legion of Boom, man. Looking kicker. Good on this list.
Oh,
damn.
Disgraced kicker. Justin Tucker. Yikes. Justin Tucker on the list. Very good kicker. Shane Leckler is your punter, and Devin Hester, JRich. And you may not know this, but the reason I wore number 4 in college was because of Devin Hester. I just
really
love Devin Hester, man. The way he returned punts and kicks at Miami, I was just like, I'm all in, dude. I want to be like Devin Hester. So Devin Hester as your return specialist, Matthew Slater, Morgan Cox. Your head coaching staff, you've got Bill Belichick as the head coach, Kyle Shenanigans as your OC, Wade Phillips is your defensive coordinator. JRich, really? That is the all-quarter century team. I had fun going through that. I got to see the comments. I got to see what the people are talking about in the chat. Oh, there's a lot of chatter, JRich. There's a lot of chatter. Lee said Devin Hester was so good. Yes, he was. Jason giving that punter some love. Shane Leckler was good.
Shane Leckler was very good.
Shane Leckler was a good. No, Adam Vinatieri is not. No, not his kicker.
I think Gostkowski's better than Vinatieri.
I'm thinking about Vanderjack.
You're thinking
Vinatieri could have been on there. Adam, but I mean, Von Miller. Nope, no, Von Miller wasn't on the list. Nailed the special teamers. Woodson Jake was the practice squad for the safeties. Charles Woodson, they had him categorized as safety, and he was on the practice squad for sure. So, going through the chats, concussions got Luke. Patrick got to be there. No Patrick Lewis. Ray Lewis was up there. Yeah, Willis over Levante David.
Spags as DC.
Yeah. All right. All quarter century team. Good stuff, JRich. This it's actually a really good segue into some stuff that we got to talk about today. Some would you rather, but quickly, do we want to get into the Lamar Jackson quotes? Do we want to get into that?
I figured you had boots on the ground at Ravens minicamp. So, Ray, I can throw it to you here. What is going on with Ravens camp? This is your team. We know you follow them very closely, especially the pass catchers.
I'm over here shaking my head. Yes. I'm like, wait a minute. No. I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What did you hear out of Ravens camp in your reporting?
It was, first of all, Baltimore Ravens mini camp is underway. I've got some, of course, I've got a video to show you, of course, because mini camp is in fact underway. JRich, the Raven, look at Henry. I mean, my goodness, look at that. That is a football player right there, Patrick Ricard. But the Ravens, they are underway. Mini camp has begun, and Lamar Jackson had a quote yesterday for the people. Speaking on Tuesday during the first day of Ravens mandatory minicamp, Jackson leapt to the defense of Mark Andrews for the tight end's AFC divisional round blunders against the Bills, a fumble, a dropped 2-point conversion, and made it clear that the entire team is heading into the new season bent on avenging the playoff loss. Lamar Jackson says, and I quote, I've been seeing my guy getting talked about, and I really don't like it because he's done so much for us. He's done so much for us, and people did him, and how people did him, I just didn't like it, because Mark is still Mark, no doubt. He's accomplished so much for us and himself. I feel like just let things happen sometimes. We wish we would have won that game. I wish I didn't throw that interception. I wish I didn't fumble. I wish the mishap didn't happen. Like, Lamar Jackson seems to be backing the hell out of Mark Andrews, who a lot of people for us in fantasy, we were like, oh, that dude's done. After that divisional round performance, they're going to turn the offense over to Isaiah Likely. Mark Andrews is cooked. They hate him. They're going to trade him to the Chargers. I think you were spewing that on this, that Mark Andrews to the Chargers makes a whole bunch of sense, JRich. But Lamar Jackson seems to be backing this. He seems to be backing his guy, Mark Andrews. Does this make you feel a little better about Andrews going into 2025?
I mean, what is Lamar supposed to say? Like, let's be honest here. He's not going to say a bad thing about Andrews, whether Andrews is on the team or not when the season comes around. We'll see. It seems like he's going to be. With the Rashad Bateman signing to these comments about Andrews, it seems like Lamar's influence is definitely felt throughout the team. He's not ready to break it up. He's not upset with the players or his teammates. But yeah, publicly, I mean, this is what we expect from Lamar. He's always kind of said the right things and backed his teammates and put the onus on himself, like a lot of great quarterbacks do. So I don't take a lot from it, but it's good for Andrews, right? To hear Lamar say that in the media is great. Give him some support, rally around him, all those things. Just can he deliver on what he's supposed to this season? Because he did have some moments last year where, you know, we can say it's not all his fault, and that's absolutely true, but in those big moments, you got to show up and show out, right? And Lamar did that, and Andrews in those couple moments kind of let him down.
Doesn't seem like Stanley's buying it. Doesn't seem like our dog Stanley is buying the Andrews hype. He said Jackson's just being a good teammate. Just being a good teammate. Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Another piece of news, and I want to be sensitive to this, but he is currently serving his time. I don't know if you saw, JRich, but former Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs was in the news yesterday. Henry Ruggs was granted a special release from prison last night and spoke at a Hope for Prisoners event in Las Vegas. He apologized to the family of a woman he killed in a car crash almost 4 years ago. It's almost been 4 years. And for those of you who may have forgotten what Henry Ruggs did, it was not just like an accident where he turned and ran a red light. He was driving his car at speeds up to 156 miles per hour. Killed the driver and her dog. The driver of the car was 23 years old. Henry Ruggs at this event talked about how he wishes he can go back and wishes he can change those things and do different. What are your thoughts about, I was just reading the comments, right, underneath this tweet from Jordan Schultz, and very, very split. A lot of, the family probably wishes that too, Henry, and they can't get up there, and there's nothing that they can do to bring back that young woman and the dog. What are your thoughts on Ruggs, man? Is he gonna? I don't know how much longer he's in for. He's still young. Is any NFL team gonna give him a shot? What are your thoughts about this? Because he is currently serving his time for the crime that he did commit and was convicted of.
Yeah, I mean, we can't ask him to do much more than this. Now, again, the public statement and stuff, I don't know if I would have done all of that. It's not a bad thing, but like you said, right, it doesn't change what happened, right? He's serving his time. He's doing what he's having to do to potentially start over, right? And I think we should all be willing to at least give him a chance. What team would do it? I really don't know, right? It's something that is a little bit unique. I think Dante Stallworth is the only other player who's come back from a manslaughter charge, right? And he was in prison for like 2 years, if I remember correctly. And even still, he just obviously wasn't the same player he was. I think someone will at least let him try out, and it's just whether or not he ultimately does get back on the field on game day. It's an unfortunate story because especially at the time that it happened, he was starting to come into his own in his second season, but he's got to atone for what happened, right? He has to right his wrongs the best he can, and that's really all we can ask of him. And then whatever happens after his time is served and he's ultimately released, we can kind of judge him based off of that. Or if you choose to judge him based off what he did previously, that's up to you. But I'm more than willing to see kind of what he does with hopefully a second chance at life.
There we go. JRich, it's, sometimes things just right after we talk about it, right? It just seems to just everything I talk about, just damn it, goes opposite, right? I'm pumping up that Xavier Worthy. JRich, the Kansas City Chiefs minicamp kicked off as well. I think you saw some of the clips from that. And all I saw, JRich, was Patrick Mahomes throwing to number 4, Rashee Rice, who has no knee brace on, JRich, who looks good, who is telling the defensive backs they are too damn small to defend him. Rashee Rice looked good. There are a couple of clips Xavier Worthy looked good too. I'm giving you the official reception count from day one of Chiefs minicamp. Rashee Rice had 3 receptions. Xavier Worthy had 2. Do you know who the leader was yesterday in minicamp practices? Touchdowns and receptions.
Probably Travis Kelce.
It was Juju Smith-Schuster. So I really don't know what to take from this because I don't feel like Juju's going to be the lead dog. But all the beat reporters in KC said the 3 wide receivers out there were Juju, Rashee Rice, and Xavier Worthy. Yeah.
No Hollywood.
I think Hollywood's out there as well, working his way back. But yeah, okay. Juju Smith-Schuster was balling. So Rashee Rice looks good. And you also put in the notes a slim down Travis Kelce, correct?
Yeah, apparently Travis Kelce has shed 25 pounds, right? Which, based off looking at him last season, he could use losing about 25 pounds. So maybe we get a slim and trim version of Travis Kelce in 2025. And not
I've got the images.
I've
got the video. I got a slim down. There's Mahomes. We're at minicamp, and there's Kelce. There's big Kelce right there. 133 targets last year for Travis Kelce. JRich looking good.
Yeah, I mean he's not coming off back-to-back Super Bowls, right? And partying and having fun. This is where early in the offseason we talked about Mahomes and whether he could bounce back, and Kelce and Rice and Worthy and they weren't just playing to not lose like they did all last season. I think they're actually going to be going out there trying to kill folks and really
how good
win
X
games
looks right
big.
here. Look at the speed, the snap, get there, spin on them, B button. I'm excited for this offense, JRich. It's a lot of Rice, and I don't see Hollywood out there. I don't see Hollywood out there practicing. It looks like it's Worthy.
What number is he? Isn't he number 2?
He's number 5. No, Hollywood's not that damn big. That's Justin Ross, number 8. Number 2 is some other receiver. It's not damn Hollywood Brown. No. He's not that big. But yeah, hey, this offense is going to be fun. We were talking about it the other day. It's going to be a fun offense. I'm excited to see how this plays out. Good Lord. Blake is just, I mean, he will not stop. Neither of y'all mentioned the DUI part. I'm just reading the damn article, dude. If you know it's in there, you know it's in there. I'm not recapping the case. I'm just talking about where Henry Ruggs was. You've mentioned it for the whole chat. Thank you, Blake Brandon. I appreciate that. All right, Jay, what else do we have before we go to break and get into some Would You Rather? Is that it?
I think that's it, yeah. It's been a slow news cycle for the NFL so far.
I got some stuff for you, and you don't even know who the players are. You have no clue who they are. The people don't, but we're going to play a little game when we get back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like the stream, like the content. We'll be back. Welcome in, everybody, for another stream over here on Bleacher Report, NFL Daily. You can find JRich and I every single week here on this app.
The moment I say it, they'll say, oh, yuck. And it's got to be Najee Harris, right?
That world is in an alternate timeline somewhere in the multiverse. It ain't here on Earth 616 or whatever. It ain't here. JRich and I are on every single Thursday, 7 p.m. We appreciate y'all being in the building. This is Wake Up with Ray and Jay every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Central Time, not 8 p.m., 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, like the stream, subscribe to the DDFFB YouTube channel. We've got a lot of dope fantasy football content almost hitting the stream and hitting the platform every single day. Subscribe to the podcast feed, show some love, join the community. Best place to be. A lot of good shit coming over at DD. But we got some Would You Rather. JRich, are you ready, my friend? Using some Underdog ADP. And I think this is important because this is where the sentiment is, right? This is where people are feeling about these players going into 2025. And, oh yeah, I'm drafting this guy over that guy and they're going to score me more points. Well, let's just play a little game. Now, first, JRich, the wrinkle in this is you got to guess the players first. Then okay. I'm going to give you Would You Rather this player versus that player, okay? You got to guess them first, and the people are going to play with you.
Do I get any hints? So I got the comments turned off. I don't know the players.
You got the comments turned off. I was going to say you could use the chat, but okay.
I didn't want to use the chat because I figured they'd guess all the players before I know who they are.
JRich, we got 2 quarterbacks. First up. 2 QBs first up, all right? One of these QBs is going inside of top 10. Another QB outside of the top 20, all right? One quarterback is finished top 15 in points per game 2 of the last 3 seasons. He's got 3 offensive weapons on his team inside the top 60 ADP overall. on Underdog. His completion percentage versus man in the NFL last year, 6th in the NFL. Completion percentage versus zone coverage, 2nd in the NFL in 2024. And again, this quarterback is going outside of the top 20. Quarterback B, JRich, has finished top 10 points per game 2 of the last 3 seasons. He's got 2 offensive weapons inside the top 40 of Underdog ADP. Completion percentage versus man. And I just have to I'm going to give his best career season because if I go last year, it's not good. Best career season, completion percentage versus man, 32nd in the NFL. Completion percentage versus zone, 12th in the NFL. Last season, 64th versus man and zone. So my question to you, if I just gave you that, you've got a quarterback, top 15 2 of the last 3 years versus top 10 2 of the last 3 years. Okay. One quarterback's got 3 offensive weapons that are going high. The other one's got 2. One's a lot better versus man and zone coverage. The other one is awful. Who am I talking about, JRich? You got 1 QB outside the top 20, 1 QB inside the top 10. Which one, just based on that, would you rather have?
I think I would rather have the QB outside the top 20. But part of it is I kind of think I know who it is. So that's the problem here. So what's throwing me off is the top 15, 2 of the last 3 seasons for this QB outside the top 20, because I don't think the quarterback that I have in mind is. Can I guess who the top 10 quarterback is?
Yes, you can.
I think I know who it is. Is it Brock Purdy?
Everybody in the chat is saying Purdy, Goff, Mahomes, JRich. It is not Brock Purdy.
It is not Brock Purdy. So he's a zone beater, and he sucks against man. But he's also got 2 weapons.
He's top 10. He's 10 and better.
2 weapons inside the top 40.
2 weapons inside the top 40.
I'm going to say it's Joe Burrow then.
Joe Burrow. You are also incorrect. Again, JRich, do you give up? Do you give up, JRich? We got a lot of these to get through. We got 15 minutes.
Then I will give up on this player. And then I think quarterback A is Matthew Stafford.
You think quarterback A is Matthew Stafford. All right, JRich, you are incorrect, my friend, on both counts. Quarterback A is Miami Dolphins signal caller Tua Tagovailoa, JRich. Okay. That is your quarterback A. And the quarterback that I have him pitted up against going into the 2025 season is one New York Jets quarterback, Justin Fields, JRich. Justin Fields currently has an ADP as QB 10 on Underdog, and Tua is QB 22, JRich. So my question to you, now that you know the names, would you rather Justin Fields or Tua Tagovailoa for 2025?
I'm taking Justin Fields.
Why?
Again, I don't like him at ADP, but I just don't want Tua.
I don't care what you like. Tell me why. And let me just tell you this. When Tua got back from concussion injury, dude was just top 10 quarterback every week. QB 7, QB 5, QB 11, right? You go through Fields. You got to go back to 22 to be like, oh yeah, that's where Fields was. And he was doing it on the ground. Jay, why Tua over Fields at cost? You're getting
at cost is a little different.
QB 22 versus QB 10.
At cost, I would take Tua, but I don't like it. I do not like it.
I didn't say you would like it. The
thing with Fields, and the reason why even in the top 10 he's not terrible, is because you expect a floor out of him. And that's what you're paying for with Fields. You're paying for the floor. He's got a pretty solid floor, and we know he has a very high ceiling, whether he can pass the football or not. And Tua's only hope is that he can pass the football, because he's not doing anything on the ground, and he's definitely still at this stage of his career an injury concern. And I should have probably known when I saw the completion percentage numbers, because that's literally his only calling card. It's not efficiency.
There it is, Mark finally said, it's the concussion scare. I'll go Fields for the upside. I mean,
I wouldn't even say it's a concussion. It's just he's been injured. Concussions or not, he's been injured quite a bit. Then also, Ray, are we so sure Tyreek Hill's back this season? Because that's another concern. If Tyreek Hill leaves, there's no reason to want Tua at all, because then it's just Waddle and the running game. So I think multiple things can be true, but I would take Fields.
We got some more. We got some more. Would you rather? JRich, we're gonna pivot to wide receiver. Okay, we got a top 15 wide receiver. JRich, we got a Trinity score of a 6.58 and an efficiency adjusted Trinity score a little lower, 6.08. It's got 2 offensive teammates, weapons inside the top 40 on Underdog. JRich got 2 offensive weapons inside the top 40. Target separation last year, he was 107th in the NFL. Expected fantasy points per game, he was 27th in the NFL, but he was 18th in total routes run in the NFL last year. Versus this wide receiver who is right on the cusp of being outside of that top 25. He's got a Trinity score of a 5.62, lower than the other guy, but adjusted for efficiency, 6.12. He's got 3 offensive teammates inside of the top 60 on Underdog. JRich got a bunch of them that people are drafting very high. Target separation for this player, 11th in the NFL. Expected fantasy points per game, lower than the other guy, 13.1, which was 40th versus 27th. Total routes run, 36th in the NFL. So you've got high routes, high expected fantasy points, piss poor separation, kind of a lagging Trinity score, but drafted very high, versus not as much usage, not as many routes, much better separator, a lot of teammates. Would you rather? Who is wide receiver A? Who is wide receiver B? Which one would you rather have?
I mean, I think I want wide receiver A.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because of the Trinity score, honestly. Like, if you have a player where he's got 2 offensive teammates in the top 40, so they're going to be highly targeted, high usage players, but he's still producing a high Trinity score, he's probably going to be pretty good, regardless of what the teammate competition is, versus a player with a 5.62, and they are not producing at a high rate. It's just they're separating really
I lied.
right?
There's only 1 inside the top 40. I lied. Which is even better. Which is even better.
Again, further supports my case versus 3 teammates in the top 60, right?
Correct.
I think that wide receiver B is Zay Flowers.
Okay, Zay Flowers? Who's wide receiver A?
It can't be Marv, can it? I'm honestly, I'm not familiar with the ADP as much as I probably should be, but
that's very
Marv,
good.
Marv was a player that was up
right,
list.
JRich, you are correct.
I don't think
you are correct. Player A is Marvin Harrison Jr. You are incorrect with whom player B is. Marvin Harrison Jr. currently going off the board as wide receiver 15 on Underdog. Wide receiver B, JRich, is Jamison Williams of the Detroit Lions. Okay, so now that you know these players, what they did, if I had to ask you at cost, J-Mo's right there at wide receiver 24, Marv at wide receiver 15. At cost, who would you rather have, Jamison Williams or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
So for me, it is Marvin Harrison Jr., who I would rather have at cost, but I will admit, I like the cost of both players. Jamison Williams isn't a player that I'm targeting heavily, but at that cost, I think it's more than valid, right? You're not paying a super high price for him. We know he's got the high ceiling. We know that in best ball, he's going to be great for spike weeks, but I definitely have concerns about the offense, right? I have issues with the offensive line in particular and how great that interior is going to be, because we know that they're shuffling a lot of pieces around trying to make that work after multiple players left in the offseason. On top of the fact, losing Ben Johnson, I think some of the creative ways he got Jamison Williams the ball is going to be an issue, and I'm just going to take what I expect to be a year 2 leap from Marvin Harrison Jr. He wasn't as bad as people thought he was. He just didn't live up to expectations, and top 15 may be a little bit rich for Marv, but I do think he can still deliver on that price.
All right, JRich, got another pair of wide receivers that are up in the squared circle right now. We've got a top 24 wide receiver. He had a Trinity score of a 6.16, efficiency adjusted 6.16. So he did exactly what the offense asked him to do. He does have 3 offensive teammates inside the top 60 on Underdog. Target separation last year, 5th in the NFL. Expected fantasy points per game, 16.7, 19th in the NFL, and 4th in the NFL. And total routes run. JRich versus this wide receiver who was currently outside of the top 30. Trinity score of a 6.70. Efficiency adjusted, same, 6.70. Only 2 offensive teammates, JRich. Only 2 players from this team have an ADP inside the top 100 on Underdog. Target separation for this receiver, he was 64th in the NFL. Expected fantasy points per game, higher. 14th in the NFL, number 1 in the league in total routes run last year, and this receiver's going outside the top 30. Who is wide receiver A? Who is wide receiver B? And which would you rather have, JRich?
Man, Wide
Again,
receiver
let me just
B is the player I'm trying to figure out. Who the hell ran the most routes last season?
More usage than player A. He's much cheaper. Expected fantasy points higher. Not as good of a separator. He doesn't have as many offensive teammates inside the top 100. Which would you rather have? Wide receiver A is going inside the top 20.
Here's what I'll say. Based off the numbers, I will take the top 24 wide receiver because I'm willing to bet that wide receiver B has a bad quarterback. And that's where my head's at, is that I think that while wide receiver B seems really nice when you look at the numbers, they probably have a bad quarterback and probably play on a bad team, which isn't great when talking about the highest ceiling.
The chat is invoking a lot of names, and they are all incorrect. JRich, all of these names are incorrect.
Top 24 wide receiver.
Top 24.
3 teammates in the top 60, so they play on a good team.
Wrong. Echo one. Wrong.
Give me the names, because nothing's really sticking out to me.
If I just had to give you one guess of a wide receiver we're going to talk about on this show, who would it be? JRich?
Is it really DJ Moore?
Wide receiver A is DJ Moore.
Okay.
JRich, it's DJ Moore. DJ Moore is wide receiver A. Wide receiver B is Jerry Jeudy.
So I nailed the
Jerry
bad quarterback.
Jeudy
Okay,
is wide receiver B. JRich.
Okay.
So
That
at
makes a lot of
cost,
sense.
DJ Moore coming off of the board as wide receiver 23 in Underdog, and right now Jerry Jeudy, JRich, is coming off the board as wide receiver 38.
Okay.
Which would you rather have, DJ Moore in 2025 or Jerry Jeudy for 2025?
I think at cost, I'd still rather have Jerry Jeudy. I will be honest. And while you and I have gone back and forth on DJ Moore, if that cost is the cost I'm paying for Jeudy, I will deal with the poor quarterback play or the influx quarterback play. But I do believe that you should not be buying into last year's Jerry Jeudy when buying him this year. But at that type of price tag relative to DJ Moore, and while I still think DJ Moore can have a good season, I wouldn't be shocked either if they end up right around the same statistical output. Now, maybe DJ Moore has slightly higher touchdown upside than Jeudy does, but I still like both those players quite a bit. So I'm with you, and I'm sure you would lean that way as well, that I would take Jerry Jeudy over DJ Moore at cost, especially.
I'm a DJ Moore fan.
Well, you did give the air horn, so you kind of
I gave the air horn because you guessed it. Okay, would you rather Jerry Jeudy or Juwan Jennings?
I think Jerry Jeudy. I don't know how you take Jennings.
Jerry Jeudy or Zay Flowers?
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton?
I'll take Cortland Sutton.
Jerry Jeudy or DK Metcalf?
I will take DK Metcalf reluctantly.
What's
his price tag, though? It's got to be higher, right?
Oh, it's wide receiver 25. We're just Jerry Jeudy or Teteroa McMillan?
Jerry Jeudy.
McMillan's coming off the board as wide receiver 21.
No, thank you.
Jerry Jeudy or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I will take Marv.
All right.
Jeudy should be good.
Okay.
Him versus Ted is very interesting, right? Where do you stand on Jeudy versus Ted? Like, you know what Jeudy can do. He's
this season,
arguably a 1,000-yard receiver,
Jeudy
right?
Outscores Ted McMillan 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I think it won't. I don't think it'll. Well, it might be close, but I don't want to bank on Ted getting 140 targets.
Yeah.
To where he supports that wide receiver 21 price. That's just not good business.
I would take Stanley and Buckeye DK said Marvin here. All right, Jay, we've got I actually have two more. I think we've got two more wide receivers that I want to go through. This is fun, JRich. Okay. We got a big dog. This wide receiver has a Trinity score of a 7.57. The usage is incredible. JRich, incredible usage. He's got multiple teammates inside the top 60. Target separation for this wide receiver, he was 102nd in the NFL, but his expected fantasy points per game was 7th in the league, damn near 20 points per game. Total routes run, he was top 20 in the NFL. Wide receiver B, JRich, slightly less usage, 7.1 Trinity score. He's got 2 offensive teammates inside the top 60 on Underdog. Hell, inside the top 40 in Underdog. Target separation for this player is 51st in the NFL. Expected fantasy points per game, a little lower. 18 expected points per game, which was 11th versus 7th with wide receiver A. Total routes run, Ninth in the NFL, 10th total routes run. One of these receivers is going inside the top 10, the other outside the top 40. JRich, at cost, wide receiver A or B?
Well, I think wide receiver A is T. Higgins.
Okay.
But is he in the top 10?
You are incorrect.
Who is a player who is this good and can't separate at all? Like, that is absurd. 102nd in separation, and they're a top 10 wide receiver. The outside top 40 guy, I have no idea. Who is our top 10 player that can't separate?
Our top 10, another one of those GQ classics, JRich, an old GQ special right here. I'll give you one guess. There's a clue is in the frame of my shot here. A clue is in the frame of my shot.
I have no... What? Dallas? USC? Oh, Drake London.
Drake London is wide receiver A. Incredibly high Trinity score. The usage is insane. Expected fantasy points really high.
Can't separate at all.
That's not really his calling card, Jay. But wide receiver B, again, outside the top 40, similar usage. When you look at the historical range of outcomes for players who were used in similar fashion, it's right there. His expected fantasy points is right there with Drake London. And this player's name was invoked earlier in this chat. Jacoby Myers of the Las Vegas Raiders. JRich, damn near giving you Drake London production. I think everybody would take London over Myers, but the point of this exercise is there's some damn good value on Underdog right now going incredibly late, and Jacoby Myers is absolutely a value with a quarterback upgrade in Geno Smith.
Yeah, at cost, it's not even close. It's Jacoby Myers, right? And everyone who expects Geno Smith to be good, which we talked about him just last show, like I think that Geno Smith's going to be pretty good, and I think Jacoby can be pretty good as well. And knowing that Bowers and Jacoby are going to be the main two guys there, like you should be pretty confident drafting both those players. Again, so where does this make you feel about London then? Because is London still a top 10 guy? Is he a top 15 guy?
If they're going to throw him the ball 150 times, I don't give a damn if he can't separate worth anything. If they're going to throw him the ball 160 times, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
But what is but where are you at with the cost? Because the cost seems a little outrageous.
The cost is high. I mean, I don't have a lot of London. The cost is very high. The cost is very high.
Is he ahead of AJ Brown? He can't be, right? Probably close though. Would you rather the efficiency of AJ Brown?
He's one spot ahead of AJ Brown.
So would you rather the efficiency of AJ Brown or the
volume?
Say the volume of Drake London? I think I would rather have the efficiency of AJ Brown.
Good question.
Because you don't need him to hit every week.
Good question.
Right? The ceiling games for AJ Brown are Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson type ceiling games. So if you're playing the best ball game, especially, I'd probably rather have AJ Brown than Drake London. Drake London is a great redraft player. I don't know if he's the greatest best ball asset, especially at that cost.
Okay. All right, we got one more for you, Jay. You're not getting this one. Nobody's getting. Nobody's getting
top 65.
Nobody is getting this one. All right, here's the final contestant of Would You Rather, kind of hidden player edition. This wide receiver A is a top 30 wide receiver. He's got a Trinity score of 7, efficiency adjusted 7, so really good usage for this receiver. He's got 2 offensive teammates inside the top 25 of Underdog.
Wow.
Target separation last year, 19th in the NFL. Expected fantasy points per game, 14 points, which was 36th in the NFL. Total routes run, he was 56th, so outside the top 50 in total routes run. Wide receiver B, JRich, has a little slightly better Trinity score, 7.04. He's got 1 offensive teammate inside the top 50. Target separation for this player, 56th in the league. Expected fantasy points per game, JRich, 13.2, so 1 point lower than Devontae Smith. Smith was 36th in expected fantasy points. This player was 39th. Total routes run, didn't run a lot of routes, was 102 for this player. He was injured. One player is going inside the top 30. The other player is outside the top 65.
Were they both injured? Because it seems like player A was injured too.
Player A missed 2 games. Player B missed a lot of games. Player A missed a couple of games. Who is
it?
Player
Devontae
A?
Smith?
Player A, you nailed it. Player A is Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Devontae Smith. the Slim Reaper is player A. He's a top 30 wide receiver, 14 expected fantasy points per game last year. Not a lot of routes, great separator. Volume is spotty, right? So Devontae Smith, you nailed it. Who is a similar utilized player who scores similar fantasy points, but is drafted freaking 8 rounds later?
But got injured last. So in my head, I went to Christian Kirk, actually. He was the player I thought of first, but I think that's still too late. Like, he's probably outside the top 100 almost. Is it Jordan Addison?
It is not. Addison is inside the top 65 comfortably.
Which is what I figured, right? I figured he was. And got injured last. Is it Chris Godwin? But his Trinity score is probably higher than that.
Nah, Trinity, his Trinity is much higher than that. One player inside the top 40, JRich. One player. This is wide receiver.
You have to give me this one.
Wide receiver 69. That makes a difference.
I have no idea.
He's white.
Clue. Alec Pierce.
Incorrect. Another one. One more chance.
Trinity score of 7, and he's white. And he's not Lad McConkey.
Lad's is higher.
I have no idea, man.
Adam Thielen. Come on,
yes.
JRich.
Yeah, it had to
Come
be Adam
on,
Thielen,
dude. Lee has been screaming it in the chat. The
Adam
other player
Thielen.
is Carolina Panthers. Number 1 receiver? I don't know. Maybe.
Definitely
and this is why I picked
number 1.
Thielen. Maybe he's the number 2, but Smitty's the number 2. Number 2, player B is Adam Thielen, JRich, at cost. Who's the better value?
Adam Thielen by a mile? Because Adam Thielen was great last year. He was so good. So, yeah, I will take Adam Thielen over Devontae Smith. And Devontae Smith, losing a bit of luster in the fantasy streets lately. They're realizing that this wide receiver 2 thing in Philly just ain't really working out for anybody. Smith is a great receiver, but he does not score very well because he doesn't get a lot of volume.
Okay.
At cost, it's easily Thielen.
Okay. All right. You did pretty good today, JRich. I'm going to give you a round of applause, man. You did pretty good today.
You got to work on your hints.
You did pretty good. Those are good hints. I could figure them out. I know them. I would know. You name any Trinity. You name them. I bet you I'll nail every one. You do this for me, I bet you I'll get every one of them. I won't miss. Lethal shooter. What's he say? I understand now. You don't understand. I understand now. You run the game with me, and I'm nailing that shit, JRich. I'm telling you that. Hit the music, man.
You could give me division. You could give me AFC,
I'm not giving you a damn thing.
Nothing.
If you use the Trinity tool from the company that you're paid from, you might know where these players fall if you actually follow
I got some of them.
Yeah, barely. A guess. Pure guess.
Hey, man. When you know, you know.
You don't know shit. Get out of here.
You know. I knew Devontae Smith, didn't
I?
I?
JRich, we got Bleacher Report tomorrow, man. This was a fun show. Tell the people where we at tomorrow, man.
We will be on Bleacher Report, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Ray. Don't know what we're talking about yet, but it'll be good.
Yet.
It'll be good. We will let you know. You will find us on BR's YouTube channel. You will find us here on Friday with another great topic, and hopefully less difficult would you rathers with a little bit more clues and a little bit less numbers.
Dude, every time we do a game show, you complain. You complain about every time. Jeopardy, would you rather? This is too hard.
You have
nobody can figure this shit out.
Listed up. I'm not saying no one can figure it out, but you made it very difficult. I'm just staring at a wall of numbers, trying to think about, like, okay, what kind of player fits this mold, and how many players on the team are in the top 60.
You're staring at it's exactly what you said. You're just staring at a blank wall, and you're just, I don't know.
There's nothing going on up here.
T. Higgins. I guess it's got to be Higgins.
Who's even in the top 10?
Alec Pierce. I don't know. Who's in the top 10? Good Lord, man. Appreciate y'all being in the building. Subscribe to the podcast feed. Hit the thumbs up button. Like the stream. Like JRich said, tomorrow night we're on Bleacher Report, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wake y'all asses up with us on Friday. DDFFB channel. Join the community. Nothing but love, Jay. We done? We done with this show?
We are done. I hope you guys had fun as the wheels are turning, trying to figure out these hints, because they weren't turning too fast.
It was just the spinning freaking wheel, and it's like, would you like to wait? And you're just like, continue to wait, and nothing loads on the page. So much love. We'll see y'all on Friday, man. Peace. Bye.